Okay. All right. So the way I like to use two devices to conduct our training is I'm going to start off on the laptop. And right now I'm using a PC. You can also use this using a Mac, right? But what I've done is through my calendar, through my Outlook, I'm getting a notification that it's time for me to join my own meeting. So we need that background, right? So I'm going to go ahead and select join. And the key to this is when it asks you to use your audio, just use cancel. It's not going to cancel you. It's just going to cancel any kind of reverb that you're going to get in the background. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, if you just joined using this iPad audio, you would hear this horrible amount of feedback. I learned that the hard way. I did this like 6 times. And then the second thing I want to do, I have a stack of books directly behind my laptop, and I have the book centered right where the webcam is. So the training, where it says training, let me see if I can see it here, where it shows that I'm training, that's me on the iPad, and I can swivel it if I prefer to do it this way. Sorry, might be better. Yeah, it's better horizontal, actually, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it back where it was. And then this is basically it. Like I can go ahead and select the virtual background. I'm gonna go here, go there, virtual background on iPad. So I can go ahead and put my Nissan in the background and I am copacetic. Does that make sense?
Yep. So when you start though, the whole plan with this one is basically have the page 1 of our PowerPoint up and running and shared.
I don't even have the PowerPoint up yet. I am simply setting up the iPad to act as my camera, so I've got the proper backdrop, right? Because this way, we don't have enough of a processor on our work laptop to run this virtual background. Like Cheryl has a laptop where it runs green screen that's built into the laptop. I actually have a green screen behind me, and that's what I'm using here.
Okay.
You don't have to do that. If you do it this way, here you are, right? So let me go ahead and select so it shows that so it makes it real obvious which one is my iPad. We're going to use the training, and this is me in the iPad.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So I haven't even started this presentation yet. I'm running 2 devices simultaneously, and you got to make sure you don't get any feedback. So don't select the audio when you turn on the iPad second, but you can begin on the laptop.
Christine, so you say the key though is you start with the laptop first and then the iPad.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you set it up in your Outlook, you've created a Zoom meeting. And it's going to remind you on our PDI laptop as well that you have a Zoom meeting coming up because we're using our FAC InBest credentials and our FAC phone numbers. So it's smart. So it's going to let you know, hey, you've got a Zoom call at noon, and then it makes it really easy to log in with the iPad second. Make sense? Anybody have questions?
So you're thinking then is that when people sign in, they're going to see you with the iPad with the training behind you, or the Nissan, just the logo?
Well, again, I'm only trying to differentiate the two. So the me sitting here with the Nissan behind me, yep. I'm on a laptop, and the reason I'm able to run the banner behind me is because I have a green screen.
Right.
Okay.
If I want to use, and maybe I'm making this really confusing. So what I'm going to do is swap out the background here. So this is me on my laptop. Maybe I'll just go ahead and say none. Or, yeah, so I don't have, so let me just, well, no, that looks terrible. I'll use San Francisco. Woo, I love San Francisco. Wish I was there. Wine country. All right, so this is me on the laptop, right? And then me in the iPad. Go here, sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and select my Nissan background. So there I am.
Okay, we don't see San Francisco anywhere. We just see your headshot and then you.
Oh, you don't? Let me, sorry. Where did San Francisco go? Oh, sorry. I got all excited about wine country.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, there's not wine in here, I promise.
So Christine, sorry to interrupt, but I've been doing it just the opposite. I've been turning on my tablet first and then going into my laptop.
Does it work?
I bring it up on my laptop and just minimize it. And as long as you're, we obviously don't need to wait for a notification to get on the meeting early. You just put your number in there, right?
Exactly.
And numbers in there. If you're 10 minutes early, they're going to begin to join and see you anyway, correct?
Exactly. The thing that you need to be concerned about is that my audio source is coming
Right.
from my laptop.
Okay, I was using just the opposite. My
Right.
is coming from the tablet.
But if you're running like any kind of video or any kind of like, you know, some of those links on the PowerPoint they provided for us, you kind of want for a better experience, you kind of want to run you want the sound to come out of the laptop if you're running video links off of the PowerPoint that you're running on this laptop.
No wonder, because I couldn't get anything to play. No wonder why. Okay.
That's what it is. Yeah. So you want to start with the iPad second.
Christine, Kevin and I tried, you know, just like Pat just said, we started with the iPad first.
Yeah.
And then we had the laptop going, and I had the video though. Like for example, I just tried one of the videos. So I wanted to see if Kevin could see the video.
Yeah.
And we were able to see the video, but the problem with it was choppy. It wasn't progressing like, you know, normal.
That is your Wi-Fi connection, and plus we're using. If you guys are probably all on Wi-Fi, right? So
Right.
you've got, you know, these devices that are using up the bandwidth on your Wi-Fi. So that's why sometimes video, which takes up way more space than even the Zoom call does, it might be choppy. Like I have really rotten Wi-Fi up in my office just because I have repeaters up here and everything. And, you know.
See, that's why Cheryl was saying she's probably not going to try to run that. My challenge is every time I do a meeting with this thing, like my online meeting with Sarah yesterday, whatever, day before, we got cut off mid-meeting. And because my Wi-Fi just, you know, up here kind of rural,
Yeah.
it's not great. And I'm going like, holy crap. So I'm trying to get in on like 4 different devices. So I'm worried about trying to run videos for my classes next week. Because
And you don't have to. I think they said you don't have to. Yeah. I'm lazy, and I really like to run video whenever I can, so I don't have to talk as much. I'm just kidding.
Hey, BB, how does your MiFi card work where you are?
Yeah, that was going to be my next.
About the same as internet. So it's okay, but it's not awesome.
Okay.
I find the MiFi card is sometimes worse than my dealerships.
Yeah.
I don't use it.
Well,
Horrible.
for some of the cell phone providers, if you're in a iffy area and you call them and complain enough, they can send you a repeater, but that would click into your home internet. So you could get a booster.
That's what I have. I
got a booster. Yeah, I got one downstairs. So there's 4 different, you know, bands I can plug into, but it depends on the hour of the day which one looks good, right? So I'm usually swapping around all the time.
Mine's terrible.
You know, I'm thinking no video. We'll get through next week with no video and see how it goes. But
Yeah.
it's online. It's online. They can see the stuff.
I'm not at all.
Okay.
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, and you don't have to. I think they said that. In fact, didn't they recommend we don't use the video? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
no. Yeah, don't do it. Okay, so a couple of things I want to do, since I know you can't see my toolbar as the host. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a PowerPoint that I made just for you.
Oh,
I
you.
was so impressed with little Miss Cheryl
You make
yesterday.
PowerPoint.
I made you guys a PowerPoint. You guys are so nice. It's
This
called
is the
Fun
first
with
time
Zoom.
you've ever done that, because good facilitators never make PowerPoints.
Oh yeah, they don't.
First
Oh
time
yeah, you're
ever.
right. I don't know what you're talking about, Dan. I don't know where the PowerPoint came from. Somebody must have dropped it into my computer. Jeez. So something else I want to show you that's kind of cool. If I wanted to go ahead and share this, all right, I'm going to start all over again. I'm going to go share the screen. If you are like, what the heck am I going to talk about during a PowerPoint? You know, you can actually just share a portion of your screen. You would go into share and you would go into advanced. And do you guys see the greenish orange thing around? You probably don't see it, do you? That's the problem. I can't show this to you. So, yeah, there's certain things I can't show you. I'm going to get out of here because I want you to see what I'm doing. But you can literally just show your PowerPoint slides and have your talking points underneath what the audience is seeing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can actually read this if you go into advanced and if you share the box, which I'll show you after this, because you're probably saying, what is she saying to me? So I'm going to try to make it simple, fun with Zoom.
So Christine, can I interrupt you for just 1 second?
Not at all. Yeah.
So right now, all your controls, you're using your laptop.
I am using my laptop for everything. All I'm using that iPad for is that little picture of me going, hey,
So it's
sup?
okay, so that's basically the camera looking at you so they can see you, but you're doing everything else on your laptop.
because they really wanted the Nissan banner behind us, and our
Yeah.
our equipment can't run it except the
Okay.
iPad. So this iPad is just my headshot, my live.
Okay. Are you finding the microphone on the computer is working better than the microphone on the iPad?
I'll bet the microphone on the iPad's probably better, but I wanted to run audio off of my laptop, so it's kind of up to you. Can do it any way you want. Then you would start with the iPad first, and then start with the laptop second.
As
Just
long as you're
make
not running
sure the
videos.
audio's off.
As long as you're not running videos.
Right. I mean, you can still run videos. I did that, but it's just the sound quality isn't as good.
Gotcha.
Okay. So the first thing is this. So the host control bar is going to look different once I've shared the screen. Like you guys, if you guys take your cursor and let it kind of hover wherever your toolbar is, it's usually at the bottom if you're using a laptop. If you're using the iPad, it's in the upper right-hand corner. Where it says share screen, when you're the host, you get a totally different selection when you're hosting. And sometimes things get kind of moved around. Have you all seen this before?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So something else, so I want you to be aware that because I can't show you these like live since I'm the host. So one of the things that you can do is you can actually check on your participants, right? So what I can do is where it says more, when I'm seeing my participants here, manage participants, I click that, and then I can see where the coffee cup is. I just select more, the thumbs up, the hand wave. I can mute everybody if they start getting out of line. I can unmute everybody, and much, much more. And managing participants, and this is me in the morning. If somebody's getting a little unruly, I can mute them. I can say yes to answer a question, and I can clear all in the chat if I so choose. And again, I can allow the participants to unmute themselves. I can also allow them to rename themselves. I can decide whether or not I want to hear whether or not they enter and exit. But it might be beneficial for all of us in our world is to mute the participants on entry and just use the chat. So if you want to visually affirm your students, if they say something great or something happens, you can use reactions. It will either give you like a hand clap or a thumbs up, but be careful because I wasn't sure how to clear them. So if you, once you use it, it may stay up the entire meeting. One of you guys let me know how to make it come down because I couldn't get it to come down.
Yeah, I struggled with that yesterday. I found it yesterday.
Yeah.
I'll try to find it for you again, but I finally found it yesterday because I put my hand up and then I couldn't get my hand down during the meeting yesterday.
On this,
so.
like on the actual screen, because I know how to do it under the participants, this is actually something that pops up on your presentation. Like I'll show you what I mean. Where is this? Wait a minute here. All right, come back here. Oh no, I'm not seeing it. I'll go figure. Yeah, see, I'm still learning some of this too. I'm used to GoToMeeting. So Zoom in some ways kind of like is not, all right, maybe you don't want to do that. All right, I'm getting into annotations. Let's go into annotations because I'm not seeing this here for some weird reason. Like if I go into manage participants, can you guys see this or no? No, you guys can't see this.
Nope.
So this is where I see all of you. And this is where you could say yes, no. If anyone raises a hand, I can raise your hand. I can call on you, and then I can put your hand down once you're finished.
Hey, Christine.
Yes, sir.
I'm hosting a meeting. I do not see that and the little pen. I cannot see that on mine anywhere.
Because you're not hosting the meeting. So that's why I created this PowerPoint. You're not going to see it.
Yeah, yesterday when I'm hosting a meeting and going through it by myself, I can't find the annotation anywhere on mine if I'm hosting.
Really? Because this,
Yes.
it would be.
Yeah, I didn't see mine. I was looking for mine this morning too, and I couldn't find it.
Well, and I don't have, because I'm using my Mac versus the iPad. Like the iPad is my main, but I'm working off the PowerPoint with my Mac. So I'm actually using the annotation on my iPad.
Yeah.
And it is at the bottom. Like if you tap your screen, at the bottom should come up, and it's just in a row on the iPad. It'll overtake what Christine's showing right now as far as that band. It overtakes it, and it should give you like a box and a circle and changing colors, and there's an arrow, but it's not that pointed arrow. It's more of a swipe arrow.
Okay, I'm getting to that. I'm so sorry. I'm just getting to that. But the annotation, I can see it here as host. I couldn't pull it when I was sitting through the Zooms yesterday. I was not able to pull it because I wasn't the host. Like when I was on with you guys yesterday, I wasn't the host. They kept saying, you're the host. I'm like, I'm not yet. I don't see it. But that's why I created this slide, because this is just a slide. And so when you get this toolbar as host, there's annotate right here. This is like, also it's hard to find chat sometimes when you're host. So this is under other. This is how you get all of this advanced detail because other's on the other end of this toolbar. Let me see if I can find.
Okay, so you know what, Christine?
Yeah.
I'm sorry for jumping in. You know, on mine, you're right. You're not seeing that little pen because I don't see mine either. But what I do see in the very lower left corner of my iPad is it's a blue circle and it's got a little pen in it. And if you click that, that's when that bar comes up.
Right, and the way to get that, it goes away unless you tap your screen. So I'm just sitting here tapping my screen. I tap it now and it pops up. Now we can use it. So that's probably why we haven't found it yet, because you got to tap your screen, then it brings it up on the lower left-hand corner of your iPad.
Right. There it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I see it here too. Yep.
And then
Now, it's funny because when I was hosting, I think what I was able to do was actually move that down so it wasn't blocking everybody or my screen. You know, you can kind of pull it.
Yep.
Can you do that, Christine?
Oh yeah, this is interesting. So now I've actually hit this. So you guys select the pen and you're going to get the highlighter. You're going to get the line. You're going to get the arrow if you want it. But interestingly, oh, there it is. So see the arrow? So I'm doing this on the iPad. I'm not doing this.
Yeah. See, I'm doing it on yours too.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, I'm doing it. Can you guys see all of ours? I guess so.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh yeah, I can see it right here.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
so
that's
everybody else. So
that's why they asked us to not allow our participants that option
because they'll screw around and draw stuff.
Yeah, but you can go in and clear all. You know what I mean? Like so this is what it looks like on my end. Sorry. Yeah. All right,
so if we're going to draw, it's got to come from the iPad. It's not coming from the PC.
No, I can do it on the PC.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's what I'm trying to figure. Can't figure it out.
Yeah, so let me. For some reason, I'm having issues with my PowerPoint. Sorry, you guys. All right. So when you select this thing that says annotate, see this here? So this is your host bar, right?
Got it.
Okay, look at this guy here. Why don't I like practice what I preach, man? 1 sec. Let me make it here. So here's your annotate button right there.
There you go.
Then you have access to all sorts of fun stuff here. You've got the draw, you've got the stamp, you've got the spotlight, you've got the eraser, you've got the format. I can undo, I can clear everyone's drawings too, by the way. So if I want to go in and clear the drawings, I just go here into my toolbar. Sorry.
Where you?
So you can't see it because I'm on. So this is what it looks like if I want. So you guys can see here, I created this. So if I want to get rid of everyone drawing on my screen, I go ahead and I clear it. So see that?
Okay. So I feel like I'm good to know how it works once I get the annotation symbol if you're hosting. Again, my biggest challenge is trying to find that annotation symbol.
So Pat, if you've been starting with the iPad, it might not be as easy to find. Like I have it right here on the iPad, and it's the first time I've ever seen it on an iPad. But on your laptop, you can see it just like this on your laptop, because this is a screenshot of my laptop that I took this morning. And so once I selected annotate here, then this thing popped up.
Gotcha.
And I have choices, and each one of these are a drop down.
Okay.
And like I can do that, but you guys can't see what I'm doing. See what I mean? Like I'm hitting spotlight. I'm getting a little like spotlight here. Look at that. Like, wow, look at that. You know, I can do a stamp here. Look at that. I can do, oh, check that out. Oh, I should have done that. That's cool. text. I can type something if I want to. This
That's cool.
fun. Yay. If I want to, let's see, can do, you guys rock. You guys are rock stars, man. See, all the stars for you. I can do that. If I have a question, like, I don't know about that picture of me there. Yeah, why don't I just go ahead and, like, should have put makeup on for that. But yeah, so you can play with this all day. It just takes a little bit of practice. But
And
I'm doing all this on the laptop. I'm not doing anything on the iPad.
Perfect. That
You
has
can't
to.
do this though on the iPad. Like I could probably.
Because we can,
there's
we
me.
can lean over.
This is me on the iPad.
Yeah, that has to absolutely be related to starting the PC first rather than the iPad.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason why I don't want to do it all on iPad is when you reach up to do stuff. This is what you see.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I want to use the laptop
Exactly. That's
No.
exactly right.
for camera.
No. If I'm reaching this way out, like to the right,
Yeah.
you don't yet. I was practicing that.
Camera's
with
on the
other
left,
day.
camera's over there,
Right.
and we're reaching over on the right-hand side. As long as you're not looking too goofy, it could work.
Yeah, like can you guys tell that I'm reaching at this
No.
point?
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, so I was just kind of practicing with it the other day, just to kind of get my arm out of the way. Obviously not going in at left, going in at right. But
Yeah,
it is fun.
Is this
It's
fun?
fun.
You guys are doing this on iPads, right?
Well, and you guys
Yeah.
tell me what you
Yeah.
think, because I ran this past Dan this morning, and Dan said, "Oh, I'd be a little weary of that," and I understand why. I was thinking about like when you're doing the comparison on the trucks with the 19 to the 20 on just one slide, just to keep them kind of awake, going, "Okay, guys, let's draw." Point out some things or circle some things you find that are new for the 2020 versus the 19, or things you appreciate.
I would be really careful, just
Yeah.
because you've got bored people at home.
Yeah. Well, I don't care if they make a mess of it. And he
Yeah.
goes, "Oh, you'll have a penis on your screen."
I was going to say that, but yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, drink
Throw it
wine. I am absolutely in agreement with Mr. Hoyt.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me see here. Yeah. All right. Drink wine.
No,
I need
You'll have what?
wine.
That's
You'll have
the one thing I
Wine. I
got
want
off
some
the
wine.
iPad is the hearts. I don't know where the hearts come in. I think that's off your laptop, right, Christine?
Yeah, I'm looking on the iPad right now. I wish I'd taken a screenshot of this. I probably could. I just don't know how I could. Maybe I could. Yeah, I'm not getting hearts. Hold on. And you know what? Someone else might be able to figure out how to get the hearts. You know who would know is Barry. Barry could probably get the hearts. Because I'm doing hearts, I'm doing stamps, I'm doing X's all on this iPad. Excuse me, on the laptop.
Yeah, okay.
And this, by the way, is a PC. I have a Mac, and you can do it on the Mac too.
But the iPad just might be limited in what they put on that part of the program, something,
Yeah, that's what I do.
Basically, what Apple wants you to use when Apple wants you to use it.
Exactly. Because they figure we're not smart enough to figure it out on our own. It's a vast conspiracy. So you guys good with this? You want to try to find it on your laptops?
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, we'd have to host.
Yeah, you have to host. So you guys might want to host with each other.
Yeah.
Host with me later. I'm going to do something with Petit about 5:30, and he's going to host. And he's going to
That's
try some of this stuff.
Good luck. Good luck.
You guys are mean. Poor
You'll
Jeff.
Christine, make sure you're well into the wine by that point, okay?
Yeah, a lot of this is tough. I mean, when you first start playing around with this, it's if it's not your wheelhouse, it's kind of like when they first introduced me to the Titan XD with the diesel. I'm like, well, I'm familiar with the Duramax turbo diesel, not so familiar with the Cummins diesel. I was like, it took me some getting used to, is all I'm saying. We all have our strengths. That's why we're such an awesome team, right?
Yeah. Our learning curve is,
Right.
Yeah.
this is good. This is like we were saying, we've been saying in these meetings, but this is kind of a help. It's a resume builder to be able to do this kind of stuff. It's
Yes.
good, right?
You can become a digital content facilitator.
Yep.
You can literally put this on your resume.
Hey, I have a question.
Sure.
Okay, so just for clarification, more in my mind, So you are not doing anything off of the iPad.
The only thing I was doing was like the oval, like see this? Or sorry, I'm in Arrow. Let me get into this is me on the iPad. So this is me making, oh,
I
this
mean,
is
with
really important.
not just annotations, I'm talking anything.
No, I'm doing everything on the laptop pad, everything, except
Okay.
I'm in Annotations tool on my iPad, and I am doing some of this, like this.
Because what was hard for me when well, it's just it's tougher is when I was starting with my tablet, it would show the participants and everything over there, and if somebody raised their hand, that still comes up on the tablet though, right? That's not going to come up on the PC.
Yeah, it's going to come up on the PC. Yeah,
oh, okay.
Raises their hand.
If you start
You remember I had to show you that sometimes you have to go into the chat, like a couple of slides back, I took a screenshot of the chat. Sometimes you have to find it, and that's where the hand raiser is. Like you can probably see raise hand on your laptop. I can't see raise hand because I'm the host, but I can go in here and see if any of you all raise your hands by going in here. Sorry. Let me turn off my annotations. All right, sorry. Get out of there.
Participants.
All right, now I can't get my
So on the laptop, you go into participants, and then it's got raise hand and a bunch of other stuff in there.
Exactly.
Yep. So for example.
Got it. I'm interested in using the tab or the PC first and see how that changes how I was doing.
Yeah, you're gonna like it much better. Trust me. Okay, I see Brian,
Perfect.
you raised your hand. Yes, sir. How can I help you?
No, I'm just playing around.
What's weird though, here we are. Okay. Did you just lower your hand?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at my participants and I don't see your hand up.
And I'm on my laptop doing this too, so I'm trying that.
Perfect. And that's I think, in my humble opinion, that's the easiest way to do it. But you know what? Some folks like Barry, when we were in his class and he just did everything off of the iPad, I was like, wow. He made it look easy.
It sounds kind of cool to do that too, because if you can pull it up right there and just have us down the side plus your controls and you're running it, you could do that from the back seat of your car, anywhere.
Yeah, because I'm trying to zoom in and I can't zoom in on this PowerPoint like he was doing on the iPad.
No, that's the advantage, but it's a little more folksy town hall the way Barry was doing it, because we were in that same meeting where the things you can do, and I had this conversation with someone recently, the things you can do on the computer and make look better are not the same things you can do on an iPad and make look better, but it's hard to do both of them at the same time. So you can do the iPad stuff really cool and zoom in and do all this other crap. You can do really cool stuff on the computer well, but trying to do both sides of that coin on one device doesn't work.
It's really hard using two devices, if you want the truth. It's so much easier just having one device to deal with. That's why I just try to keep it simple. There's my iPad, there's my picture with the Nissan backdrop. Now I'm going to go ahead and work off of the laptop.
And for me, next week too is just kind of get into the swing and get rolling, and then as we get more participants, things happen. You can learn more as we go. But I'm just planning on getting in, doing a pretty bare bones the first couple of days, some bare bones presenting, and see how it goes, and then start playing with it.
Yeah,
and
that's what just practice. The more you practice, the more you play around with some of these little tools, the easier it's going to get. And you guys are going to turn around and say, "Hey, Christine, did you know this?" And I'll be like, "No, thank you for telling me that."
It's just like our normal classes. You get in there, you start kind of pushing here, pushing there, and see where you get better traction with. That's all it is.
Yeah. And
cool. Okay.
Annotation. Let me just go ahead and get out of annotation. Yeah, that's the thing with the annotation tool. Sometimes it doesn't go away. Now I have it on my iPad. I wonder if that's why it's not allowing me to advance. There we go. Make that go away.
And it goes away, but if you touch it and then you don't use it, it goes away after like 3 seconds or something.
Yeah. Who was drawn on my rogue? Jeez. Jeez. It was probably me.
I didn't do it.
It was probably me. Come back, toolbar. That's the other thing when you're running the two devices. It takes a while for the toolbar to come back. All right. So for those
a toolbar.
What's that?
But who are you calling a toolbar?
No, that's toolbox, and I wouldn't call you that either. I call my husband toolbox. He doesn't like that. All right, I'm going to turn off the recording So stop recording.
Don't
Yes.